welcome to another Real Housewives astrology reading. Today we're doing Alexia, Nepola, Chivaria, whatever she was originally. So, Alexia was born May 3rd, 1967 in Miami. Pretty sure that's what she says.
I was born and raised in Miami.
I don't know where, nowhere, don't know when. So no rising, no houses. We can do the best that we can with what we have. And what we have is pretty good, so let's do it.
People call me the Cuban Barbie, but Barbie is silent because, you know, she's a doll. But, you know, I'm like alive. I'm the real thing. So, of course, there's a lot more to me than just the physical beauty and the outside.
All right, this is Miss Alexia's chart. No longer Mrs. So, we see right away, she is a Taurus Sun. She also has the North Node and Mercury there. So, Taurus Sun, the Sun is the present. Taurus is the living embodiment of slow and steady. So I know that doesn't necessarily immediately come to mind with Alexia, but I think it also does make sense. I mean, her life.
Anything that you could see in a movie, it's Alexia's life. Why would you be shocked?
Getting towards like a nice solid place in her life is a lifelong goal of hers. So that's where we bring in the North Node with the Sun, where she's not on a solid ground quite yet in her life. Maybe she thinks she keeps getting there, but it's not quite there.
Like when I think everything is perfect and I'm the happiest in my life, Adriana, something happens and it's like, what the hell?
So Taurus Sun, they're very luxury-loving babies. Actually, the combo of a Pisces Sun and a Taurus Moon is really a luxury-loving baby.
Unfortunately, the owner decided to sell his apartment and he sold it really quick because I made it so beautiful.
They like nice things. They like to be comfortable. They like to just have like a nice softness around them.
Todd and I are looking for a bed. This might be nice.
Mom forgets that we're looking at furniture for my spot. So.
It kind of depends on where it is in your chart, but it could be like your clothing, it could be your home, it could be a lot of things, but they like to be comfortable and they like to have nice things. That can go into being very materialistic.
It's not about why didn't you see the gifts that Todd's giving me?
I don't know if she would debate that or not. But she has materialistic tendencies. But they're also very grounded in a space. So it could be groundedness with her family. It could be groundedness in her goals in life. You know, they also have that side of themselves as well. So it can kind of seem off balance sometimes, but it's really just depending on what house it's in. And we don't know that house. But I would say she's pretty grounded with her kids for sure. Very dialed into her family life. So I would say that's an area for sure that she has groundedness.
The one that's always there is the mom. And they need that stability, especially with all the uncertainty that they have in their life right now. It's so scary.
A big thing though with Taurus is they are stubborn. So yeah, that tracks to me.
But I spend a lot of time with her. Yeah. I know how she speaks about you guys, and her issue with you is not because she's jealous or envious of you in any kind of way.
No, you're jealous of me. You're jealous that's why you come to attack me. You're so jealous of me. You're so
I'm not jealous of you, baby. I'm not.
And yeah, she communicates in a very Taurus way. It's very straightforward.
I want to talk to you about Peter, who made some news recently, your other son, who is how old?
Peter just turned 20.
But sometimes it does take a minute to get to the point.
And he was recently arrested. What happened?
The only thing that explains this type of behavior is, you know, all these emotions and all these feelings that he's feeling about with the brother. So, you know, he made a stupid mistake and he knows it.
He hit a homeless man.
So let's go over to the Pisces moon. It might not be at 13 degrees, but it definitely is in Pisces. Oh, and a Pisces moon. The moon's your emotions. It could be a little bit of your past. It's very big mothering energy. And a Pisces moon is one big little emotional baby. It's very, very, very emotional.
Because like you said, I'm a sweet, loving person, and I'm not getting the title of the mean girl because I'm not. And that's what you all do. And you're blaming us. And on my side, I have to defend myself and everybody.
Tears, Alexia.
Oh, no, I don't know. I don't have crocodile tears like you, because I'm emotional, because I feel it.
There's also just a level with Pisces of mess, if that makes sense. It doesn't mean like you live in a pigsty. It just means there's a mess in your social life. It can be a mess in your brain. It can be a mess in your family. There's all sorts of ways mess can be produced. You could also be a reality star and be messy because you're on a reality show.
Okay, and she has been nothing but nice. And if you would stop your anger for 2 seconds and listen to Lisa.
Your mother called you mean. That's why she's not here. Sometimes you're mean to me.
I'm not mean. Do not talk about my mom.
Other things with it, they are very creative. They're very artistic. They're very compassionate. It is a very, very compassionate placement.
My brother, 10, 11 years later, it hurts me like it happened yesterday.
And my son had a accident.
Exactly.
Here.
So we like this.
You know what?
We can cry.
There can be a level of going into victimhood with it.
When you give Alexia too much sympathy and empathy, and then she says, oh, I'm not a victim. Oh, but when he serves her right, oh my God, no, I can't take it. Oh.
Especially if it's feeling like you're giving, but it doesn't feel like you're taking anything from other people. You can definitely get into that kind of victimhood mentality. Also, because Pisces, it does have some trouble sometimes of standing on their own. They do like to have somebody.
Why would Alexia be without Todd? Todd's material things enables Alexia to feel that she's better than some of us.
It could be a romantic partner, it could be a friend, it can be family, it could be a lot of things, but it does tend to think that they need someone there all the time. And a big overall theme in Alexia's chart is figuring out how to stand on her own. So her current divorce right now might send her in a tooch of a tailspin. She might have a little bit of a tailspin.
I don't think I've ever bought a car, by the way. The dad bought me a car, Herman bought me a car, Todd bought me a car.
Let's look at Venus in Gemini. Venus is the ruler of her sun sign, so it's a big planet for her. It also does have quite a few aspects going on as well. But a Gemini-Venus connection, we're looking at like the brain, which is Gemini, and the heart, which is Venus, and together it's a wonderful conversationalist.
I just really wanted you to like support me on this because I work really hard.
We all work very hard. We all do different things,
Yeah.
and that's beautiful.
They're very good at talking. They're very good at bringing people in with their personality and their gift of the gab. They're very social butterflies. They are social butterflies.
Oh my God.
I don't know how I became everybody's bitch on this trip.
You are like their little bitch.
I'm like everybody's.
You might have to trade houses.
Yeah. Anything else?
Refill?
They're very flirtatious as well. This is a very flirtatious placement. Now I know it says it's in the 7th house. We don't know if it's that, but yeah, they like that kind of attention.
Well, that's my personality, and I love it.
Yeah, there is also a level of, they could like kind of jump from relationships to relationships. They need a lot of stimulation, mental stimulation. and emotional stimulation because of that combination again. So it can feel like they're just jumping from one thing to the next thing to the next thing. It's kind of hard to settle in.
I'm worried about my OnlyFans. Meanwhile, they're on their third or fourth marriages.
Which, you know, the Taurus might be upset about because she's not settling into something. But when she does, she is in it fully. Yeah. And they're just very curious. They're very curious. So if something else looks more interesting, they might just go no matter what. I don't think that's quite her case, but that is another option with that, just because of the Taurus and the next thing that we're going to talk about, which is she has a water grand trine. She has a Jupiter in Cancer at 27 degrees. She's the south node. Nope. Well, she does have the south node in Scorpio, but her Neptune in Scorpio is part of this trine. And her Chiron in Pisces. So we have 23, 27, 28. It's not the tightest, but it's pretty close. So things with the water grand trine are, you have this tremendous capacity to care and love and offer this big, beautiful heart to the world.
I like you.
I know.
And I admire you. I respect you.
Thank you.
You're
She really does.
I really
Thank
do
you.
from
She
my
does.
heart. So like the fact that you like say all this stuff like really hurts me. That's why I'm
I
crying.
understand.
If it didn't hurt me, I would not be crying. I could give a f.
Right.
I would have walked up from the conversation and left.
But it's sometimes hard to activate
If she wants my support, you got to be nice about it.
because it is such an innate ability. People tend to shut that down a lot, actually, because they could be taken advantage of, and they probably were taken advantage of at some point. So they tried to downplay that rather than rising to the greatest heights they can by letting everybody into their life. But breaking these down a little bit, Jupiter in Cancer, it's another very deep capacity to grow your family and grow your home and be grounded in that. We obviously know she loves her kids. Most people do, but I mean, we know that she's very dedicated to them. I mean, she wasn't a housewife one season because she was putting all of her energy towards Frankie that season.
Alexia's son Frankie was in a horrible car accident several months ago and almost died.
Awesome, Frankie.
Since then, she hasn't left his side, and he's really doing better than anyone could have ever imagined.
You know, very specific circumstance, but yeah, she was fine with stepping back from that. And there's also a capacity there to really, really close off from the growth of a family. Because, I mean, she's been married a couple times. She has stepkids. So there's something to growing your family in that way. I actually don't think she cuts herself off from that, but I think she cuts herself off from like your family doesn't have to be your blood type of thing. I think she's very much it's just my nuclear family, and I think to really expand this part of her, she needs to start really, really bringing in other people.
We've been friends, but like superficial friends. We haven't been like real friends.
Alexia, please speak. Come on.
Sometimes, you know, I feel like you have to fight your own battle.
Right now, I really need you, my friend, to step in.
But we go over here to Neptune in Scorpio, and this is where her real depth lies. Because Scorpio is just this deep, so much going on behind the curtain energy, and Neptune is a vastness. So you can really get lost in this space. This is a place where you could feel a lot of depression in your life. If you're prone to addiction, this could be a place where you would maybe fall into that. But it really is just a depth of emotion, and it's all of the emotions. So there's a lot of anger here. There's a lot of bite and sting that goes along with it. So she will fight people if you come after her family or her feelings or her thoughts. She'll cry as she does it.
Super insensitive
Okay.
because you knew my situation. So you knew that I didn't get married because my mother died on my wedding day.
Yes.
And you treated me like just like any
Okay.
friend.
Okay.
Oh, really?
And you treated me like a servant.
You know, because you're like exorcist. You're like, oh my God. You know, doing all this stuff and like, oh my God. And I was like, wait, did I say something? Who the are you? I really want to get past this and have a great friendship with her.
There's that deep, deep well of emotion. But then that also means she feels happy very deeply. She just feels everything very, very deeply. And there is a depth of dreams and wants and desires in the world. And she feels the need to get those very deeply. Now, with the other things in her chart, even though we don't know where everything is, I would say there's a deep, deep desire to have that stability and that comfort again. But with this grand trine, she's not necessarily getting there in the most optimal way.
One more time, I'm gonna beat you up. Do it.
Stop.
Do it.
Stop, Peter.
I'll fight you back.
Stop.
She's kind of letting her emotions speak for herself rather than like taking those concrete steps that she thinks she needs. And honestly, she might not end up with as much money if she goes the route of stability.
But my thing is, how do you make your money?
So it's kind of hard, that push and pull there. But lastly, we also have that Chiron in Pisces. And Chiron in Pisces, there's a deep, deep hurt that comes from feeling abandoned.
He was away for a while in school, like I like to call it, for better known as prison or jail. Pedro served 5 years with the conspiracy charge, and most recently, he served another 5 years. I think it had something to do with drugs as well.
That comes from mistrust.
20 years later, I married a gay man. I married somebody like my dad, and then my dad and Herman took that secret to the grave.
And yeah, it's just a deep pain where it is difficult to trust people, which makes, again, a water grand trine very difficult because the goal is to trust people and offer that compassion.
But I want you to also give me love back. I feel like I'm not getting, I'm just saying, you know, you.
But she has to do a lot of healing in order to do that. So she's very quick to judge people. She's very quick to write them off.
Now I just need to get Larsa's secret. I need to get her booty and then get me on OnlyFans.
I got you. Oh, so you're with the OnlyFans still? Okay, well.
I'm down.
If they have done anything even remotely not trustworthy. And this can also be a bit of the victim mentality, but here, you probably were a victim of something at some point. So, you feel a little more justified in that rather than just people blaming you and saying, "Oh, poor me, poor me." Yeah, she has a lot of baggage that goes along with it, wherever it is, but we don't know where it is. We know she does have a lot with her family. There's I mean, a lot of times with the sun and the North Node conjunct, there is usually a very, very special relationship with the father. I mean, everybody has a special relationship with their father in some capacity or another, but it tends to be something more than just like normal dad stuff.
My dad was like the best dad in the world.
There tends to be something of like, maybe they were extremely absent. Maybe they were overly involved. And for her, it's just significant because we know he lived as a closeted man. And he did die when she was somewhat young, I think. So that's the kind of thing we're talking about with this connection. There's more than just a, hey, my dad's in my life, or he's not. It's a bigger deal when those are connected.
That's Alexia's life. It's always like one crazy story after another.
Okay, that's Alexia. I mean, I have, a lot of feelings for her just because she was We saw her like 10 years ago and then now. You know, I like her. I'm gonna say I like her. She's not always right, but I do. Her ability to just feel and cry and then move on and change, I really love. I do really like that quality. But anyway, let me know if there's other people you want me to do. Question, comments, concerns. Subscribe if you'd like. And goodbye.